Listen, mate, 15th in the table, 12 points off the drop. What's going through your head right now?
Right, I'm 47, so I've seen a lot of good times, but I thought it's just the whole club's just everything stinks. That was poor. Spurs are poor, but they're at home. I actually thought we had more of a chance today because we were away, because we bottle it at home, and we have done recently. But today, yeah, just what can you say? Garbage. Don't know what you can say, really.
You mentioned all of the years that you've supported the club there. Do you even recognise your football club anymore?
No, and that's it. Simple answer.
Next week will be a year since Ineos put their stake into the football club. How have they improved it in any way?
Well, they haven't, and I'm no business expert, but I said at the time, I said to you, didn't I? Yeah. All they've got is a franchise of a part of a big organisation, and they've still got to answer to those clowns in Florida, and that's it. That's it. And that's it. They've just got a franchise of the playing staff and basically everything what's in Manchester. Everything else, I don't know what to say. It's still the Glazers. I think fans just wanted to hold on to anything that would give them a bit of hope, but it's just the same.
What can the fans do, like the away support? Manchester. I'm not saying that home fans aren't loyal, but is there anything more that you guys can do?
Well, what can you do? It was in COVID and they had the big protest. There's a rumour there's going to be something else against Arsenal, but I doubt it. But it's just, what can you do? What can you do? The problem you've got is the club is so fractured. It's fractured as an organisation and it's fractured as a fan base. And it's nothing to do with where fans are from. It's to do with where they're at. And like you say, if we give up our season tickets this season, they get replaced. They get replaced by, I don't know, whoever. But they don't care.
They don't
and you've got this £66 thing coming in where, and 20% on the season ticket.
Yeah.
Well, it's just pricing. It's pricing people out. They don't want that, and the people who don't want that are the ones who are vocal about the ownership.
They want people going in spending £200 in the megastore effectively. They don't want us going in, going to the stadium, not even spending in the stadium effectively.
And I thought football was meant to be a working class sport. You know what I mean?
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. The problem with Jim Radcliffe now, they're taking the working man out of the game. That's literally effectively what they're doing, charging £66 for a ticket. They're not bothered about the working man. Look at what they're doing to the club. They're taking the people away, they're sacking people. They don't give sorry, excuse me.
Well, the same's happening for my football club. I support Fulham. And you look at the ticket prices that are happening at Fulham, but people aren't getting sacked. I'll ask you this as well.
Sorry, if you're saying that, and that Ratcliffe alluded to Fulham about the prices at Fulham. But when we played, 3 weeks ago, Fulham didn't sell out at home. Now, there's a reason for that.
It's about £150, £175 a ticket against Manchester United. Well, how are we meant to get the next generation in? But what I'll say is, because we'll see.
Sorry. Well, I'll get it on me around. Been here, been wanting to come here, and it's great and all this, that, and the other. But it's blatantly obvious with this what's happening in the Premier League in general. They're selling it to an American market, and that's all it is.
North and South divide as well. Obviously it's all good comparing us to Fulham, but the wages North and South divide. Obviously, people down south, they earn more, down south. That wage cap obviously is a lot higher than the people up north. So if you're taking that from the people up north, you can't compare that to someone like Fulham. They're down south, obviously in London, their wages are higher for a reason, because obviously they earn a lot more down there. So.
Do you think what's happening off the pitch with all of the cuts? I mean, people behind the scenes that have been there for donkey's years being let go by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I understand that it's a business and whatnot, but do you think everything that's happening off the pitch is impacting what we're seeing on the pitch?
Yeah, all I can imagine is, because when you go to home games, it's the same. It's just a bit.
You see that vibe.
It stinks.
You see the vibe on the pitch. You see the vibe in the stands. People don't care. People are not getting up to support them. There's no atmosphere. It's been like that for a while for me.
All you can imagine is just like any business. You go in and things aren't right, and it's excuse me.
For me, obviously, they papered over the cracks for a long, long time. Obviously, as soon as the Glazers come in, that was papering over the cracks. The good thing for the Glazers right now is obviously with Ineos coming in with Jim Radcliffe, that's took them out of the heat for me. Obviously no one's comparing the Glazers to anything. There's no protest about them for the Glazers. It's all about Jim Radcliffe now. But he's that hard face. Obviously he's not bothered. He's cutting it from the working man. He's not too bothered. Obviously he's doing what he needs to do.
Unfortunately, and I don't mean you at all. I listen to the radio station, but the social media reds, they listen to them more than the likes of me and you know what I mean? And that's it, their voice is louder, so...
I would say more on the pitch, we have to agree that Manchester United are so toothless up top compared to the Nines. I did watch it. I mean, so many opportunities.
We're not surprised, were we?
Well, you're not surprised,
we're not surprised,
but if 100 million quid were to be available in the summer to get a world-class striker and realistic, who would you want in that can lead your line? Because Højlund's not doing it, Xerxes not done it.
No. I don't know. They've had chances to get people, and again, it's like who's flavour of the month or who's supposed to be all right. Who's the guy at Brentford?
Yeah,
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, no, I would have had him all day, but then he's not. He's not, because he's a bit, bit of a.
You look at Anthony. Obviously we spent so much on Anthony. Do you know what I mean? For me, I've said it time and time again. It's got to be put down to the recruitment side of it. But Anthony's just gone back to La Liga. He's got 2 man of the matches performance in 3 games. He scored 2 goals. Why is he not doing that here? Do you know what I mean? Who's recruiting these players? Who's going out and signing that? For me, it's always people. It's yes men at the club. They're being paid a wage, but they don't know nothing about football.
I know, obviously, Manchester United is one of the biggest football clubs in the world, but if you lost your, I don't know, appeal, like a case of, like, there was a thing of joining Manchester United in the 90s and the early 2000s and even the start of the 2010s, but now it's kind of like what Arsenal was in the mid 2010s.
It's 100% gone, but like everything behind the scenes, there's nothing there. Nothing's on the up, everything's on the down. Yeah. And literally, you ask a good question, don't know where it's going. Where's it going to go?
We've got nothing to look forward to. It's time and time again. We go to Old Trafford a lot. We're season ticket holders. We go, we expect nothing. We played Palace a few weeks ago, and no disrespect to Palace, mediocre side overran us in midfield time and time again. And that's what we're seeing time and time again. And we're crying out for someone just to come in.
At home.
At home.
Yeah.
Just to sign these players, January, for me, we should have signed a striker. We let Rashford go to Villa. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm not Rashford's biggest fan.
No, he needed to go, though.
Yeah, he did need to go. Obviously, he might improve his football, going to Villa. But why did we not get a striker? Obviously, Højlund, we've got Xerxes. 2 unproven strikers. Who has signed them? Do you know what I mean? They're not proven strikers. Xerxes, at Bologna.
You said it, mate. Do you recognise the team?
No. We haven't. We've not recognised it for a long time.
Lads, last one from me. Gary Neville said on commentary that the tactics was like watching under-9s football. Do you agree with him? And are you still sticking... I hate to ask this question, but you've got to, because he's not even been here that long. Are you still agreeing with Amorim's tactics?
Personally, yeah, because he's got to have a summer. He didn't want to come here till the summer, but he was given an ultimatum. I know what you're saying. Everyone's saying the same, aren't they, on the bus on the way down? But yeah.
I'm going to disagree with him. My biggest problem with him, and I said it time and time again, is he's too stubborn and he's sticking with his tactics. We've got mediocre players. Obviously, Maguire, he's fantastic in the position that he plays with. But time and time again, he's played 4-4-2 time and time again. With the players that he's got right now, he's got to adapt to that system. Until we get the players that can play his position or his formation, he's got to change it. If that was Jose, he would have changed that position 3 times. You know what I mean? He learns his position. He knows what teams he's playing.
Manager, I get that. I just, I don't know. Same with these guys here. I don't think Ange's got long, even though they've won today. I think he's toast.
No, they saved him
today.
United saved Ange today.
He's the same, isn't he? I've got my way and all that, and I respect it, but.
No, I'll tell you what'll happen. Watch you win the FA Cup and the Europa League, and it'll paper over the cracks just like it did last year with Eric Ten Hag in the FA Cup.
I said the same. That was my saying. I said we'll go on a cup run, either the FA Cup or Europa League, and it'll paper over the cracks. And that's what it's done time and time again for me. It's papered over the cracks, and it needs sorting out big time. But they don't, because we're too big of a club. what would do us a massive favour is if we got relegated. That's what we'd do, because it would wipe everything out. You know, it'd wipe all.
Would you actually take relegation?
If it wiped all out for me, honestly, it would, because we've got too many poor players at the club. And it was on Twitter the other day, they were talking about Lingard, Pogba, you know, Martial, Rashford. They were a virus of the club. We've got too many bad viruses in that club. It needs clearing out top to bottom. That be all, end all, needs clearing out and needs sorted out. Until it's sorted out, this is the performances that we're going to have.
Get relegated because of the charges. We'll go down. Biggest game in the Championships next season, Manchester Derby.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.